It just seems everything that used to be in the park, market days, I think the pause thing, all this stuff has moved to the commons. That and because I film, a lot of these events. It's the place to be now. You got the area where you can drink. You guys can't even drink at the city park.
No. And we don't sell alcohol. We don't bring your own drinks because we are an all age group.
But that's the thing with the commons though. If you guys were down there, it allowed kids to be here. They got kid area. I'm just like, I'm an equal dude, bro. Like I'm an equal individual. You cannot do this over here and do that over there. It doesn't play for me.
The biggest fear would be when you mix alcohol.
Okay.
When you mix alcohol and people's opinions, they lose their filter. So if they already hate a gay person and then they get intoxicated, well, that hate's multiplied. Then they get violent. Then they get arrested. Then someone gets hurt. We're trying to protect our community as we introduce everybody to Jefferson County as a whole. So as we get more incorporated in Jefferson County, we become a staple of the community. Then we can start progressing to go to the Commons or go downtown or, maybe have something inside the mall like the flea market.
Okay.
Or join them on Saturdays for their farmers markets. It's baby steps. Yes, we've been doing this for 4 years, I believe 4. But we're still in the infant stage of being accepted. We're still in the beginning stages of getting sponsors lined out. The last 3 years, we've had some sponsors. Like I think right now we have 13 sponsors. And it still costs money to rent the pavilion itself, but then it costs money to rent each one of those pavilions we have to rent in that park just to ensure that we're not going to have outside interference.
So do you guys use all of those pavilions?
No, we don't use a single one of them.
You guys just have to shut them down to keep people from
We have to shut them down because there has been known churches, I do not know the names of the churches or who they're with, but there has been times in the past where the church found out we were going to be in that park and they purposefully made an event of their own in one of the pavilions right next to us so that they could do the prayer walk through our celebration. And they'll run through and they'll tell you that pride's a sin. The rainbow's a Christian symbol, not a gay symbol, or not this symbol. And I'm like, it's a symbol, period. I associate the rainbow with just being happiness. Yes. I don't associate it with being sinful or being too proud to understand commonalities. I've always liked color. I like the rainbow. I like what it symbolizes.
Every time I see that, I think about Reading Rainbow. I just do. That was one of my favorite shows.
To me, it represents education, evolving. The colors, they're all grouped together. They all synchronized together. They all represent different colors of people, different modes of people. So to me, a rainbow is an all-inclusive symbol. Like, it shows unity.
All everybody is worried about is the sexuality part of it. And then you got parents or whoever saying, oh, you're going to make my kid gay or ma'am. So if a serial killer walk up and you didn't know, all of a sudden your son's going to go home, he's going to be a serial killer, right? If you personally do not look at your kid and say, hey, that's a gay man, your kid don't know the difference.
You're going to know if your kid's a serial killer. All your animals, they're just disappearing. And this kid's going to be like, oh, yeah, the cat just died today.
So that has nothing to do with the individual.
The parent's going to go, well, I love you anyway. I love you unconditionally. Okay, if you can love your serial killer child unconditionally, why can't you love your gay kid the same way? If you know your kid has psychological behaviors, they're violent, they're prone to violence, they have mental illnesses, you can look at that child with mental illnesses and say, I love you unconditionally, son.
That's the problem, though. Mental illness has become accepted. And so, a little bit accepted. And so, now when you say that, they go, oh, he's mentally ill. With you guys, they feel like they can pray the gayness out of y'all.
Well, back in the day, before mental illness was accepted, they lobotomized you for it. They put you in an insane asylum for depression.
Yes, they did. You're right.
They segregated you away from the community because you were contagious. Same as the gay people. If they could put us all in a building and do their conversion therapies on us, don't you think they would start doing that if they thought it was actually going to make a difference?
That's just
That's the whole thing about being unconditional. If you teach your kids to accept everybody unconditionally without barriers and limits, we wouldn't have any of these problems we have. We wouldn't have white against black. We wouldn't have gangs against people. We wouldn't have gangs, period, because people are looking for their tribe of others. If I've had a hard life and I find 5 other guys that have had a hard life and they don't take anything from anybody, I'm going to join those 5 guys because I want to feel included. I want to feel protected, and I know that they have mean streaks. They're going to protect me.
that's exactly the way it played out in the inner city with us, as far as gangs go. You got 5, 10 guys over here doing something, and your family, your mom is not taking care of you. You're gonna feel accepted over there. So the next thing you know, you're doing things that they want you to do, which are illegal things. So it plays out in both arenas. I do know one of the biggest things for you guys, for me, I don't know if with you guys, is the ally word. I feel like I didn't even know that. I knew what an ally was, but I didn't know it was something you guys use within you guys' community. And the whole time, I didn't really know that I was quote unquote an ally. I didn't want to call myself that, but Amanda and them did. I don't know if I'm an ally. I just don't like people speaking about anybody in a derogatory way if they're good people. I don't care what your sexuality. I don't care about that. So again, with that being said, what can we do? What can you tell my listeners that they can do to be better allies or advocates for the LGBT community?
So in respect to being an ally, you just need to demonstrate good qualities. You need to demonstrate your ability to accept other people as who they are. And by that, I mean, if someone walks up and says, "Hey, I'm Jason," you're not analyzing me to find out if I'm gay or straight. You're saying, "Oh, okay, tell me about your life." You tell them who you are. "Okay, I'm married to Brian. I've been married for 4 years. We've been together for 7. Oh, okay, that's cute. You guys make a great couple." It's those type of people that make the great allies. The ones who accept you, who are willing to go out in public with you, who are willing to be seen with you. And the way that they can be better advocates is if you physically see somebody tormenting somebody else over anything, as far as their race, their color, their gender, just step up and tell them, "Look, you need to stop. That's not right." Or walk up to the person they're intimidating or they're hurting and take them out of that scenario.
So tell my listeners anything that you would like to tell them that I did not mention, that you would like to mention about Jason, about LGBT community, just in all, something you would like to mention that I did not ask.
Well, first of all, you need to wake up fabulous every day. So I call that the Jason factor. So don't coin that term, and if I see it on a tattoo, I'm going to be really excited. So you need to wake up with purpose every single day. Do not wake up with hate. Do not wake up saying, "I'm going to go out and have a miserable day because John, Tom, and Sally are going to the movies and I'm not." You need to live your life with purpose. You have one single life to live. And let me tell you, at 41 years old, I have sat home in my room playing game systems and not being out in the public, not being out in society for the longest time. So I have felt like I have lost a lot of time that I could have been doing things actively. So if you're saying to yourself, "Okay, I'm miserable today, I'm overweight, I need to go to the gym," don't tell yourself, "I need to." Just go out and do it. Put your feet out there. Once your feet hit the pavement, you are already in action. You're already 10% ahead of the game because the other 90% of the people are still at home in bed. So do not skip out on opportunities to evolve, to grow, and to accept others. That is what I would tell our listeners.
Guys, y'all know what it is. What's going on Mount Vernon? Out Mount Vernon. We catch y'all on the next one.
Bye.